Some creators build their careers off a smile, a perfect face under perfect lighting, hiding every insecurity, every past embarrassment, trying to look cool for all the kids at home. Using their platform to be a role model because they believe that they are making a huge positive change in the world, presenting themselves like the second coming of Christ, because yes, that sells more t-shirts. But there's one creator who threw all of that out the window. No joke was too far, no topic was off limits, whose YouTube channel was about expressing his weird, edgy self, and when his livelihood was ripped away from him, he went down swinging. This is the story of Mumkey Jones, the last real YouTuber. I want to be clear with all of you at home today, Mumkey Jones doesn't portray himself as the good guy. He talks about what he wants, he jokes about what he wants, because his channel is ultimately about what he finds interesting. There's no better description of what Mumkey's about than on his Patreon. I make comedy through the medium of videos, podcast, and the written word. My interests include mental illness, tragedies, and other things that shouldn't be funny, but they are when I get my grubby monkey hands on them. So if you're someone who's easily offended or thinks every YouTube video needs to start with asking how your day is,
what is up, Troubler Nation?
Sup, you beautiful bastards. Hope you're having a fantastic Thursday.
Good morning, Jake Paulers. What's going on?
This isn't the video for you. Now, if we're gonna talk about Mumkey Jones, we gotta start from the beginning. When I think of what YouTube is all about, this is what comes to mind.
My name is Boxy.
I'm about to blow my load all over your insides.
What the?
No homo.
It was weird, it was bizarre, but it paved the way for some of the most iconic creators on the site. iDubbbz, Filthy Frank, Max Mofo, Anything for Views, Leafy, Dramalert, Grade A. This is what I consider the golden age of YouTube. People were weirder.
The power! Take this shit, big mounchie! On the water,
Drama was bigger.
I'm sick and tired of being called a fucking rapist!
And creators were unfiltered.
I fuck dogs. Get over it.
You are fucked up.
Now, YouTube has always been about the person in front of the camera, but what made 2016 so unique is that these guys could show off their weird, inappropriate selves and still make money. YouTubers in 2016 weren't under the absurd monetization restrictions that they are now. Content ID was still a problem, as it is today, but the biggest difference is that this little yellow sign did not exist. The demonetization symbol, this tiny yellow shit stand, it is single-handedly the most suppressive feature on YouTube. Old creators died, formulaic copy-paste vloggers rose, and the legends of the golden age of YouTube either stopped uploading or changed their content for the worse. If this piss stain gets on your video, it's going to get less views, less ads, and in general be a colossal waste of time for the creator. YouTubers like iDubbbz started uploading squirrel catching videos, while guys like Filthy Frank and Leafy walked away entirely. Max Mofo exclusively opens Pokemon cards now. Now listen, I'm sure Max opens Pokemon cards better than anyone else possibly could.
We have the return of Surfing Pikachu.
But this shit sucks, at least compared to what he was doing. The difference in view count really says it all. However, that golden age of creators would leave an impact on the next generation of rising stars, and there's only one guy who would truly carry that torch, despite copyright, despite demonetization, and despite YouTube's backwards ass community guidelines, and that guy is Mumkey motherfucking Jones.
If I could talk to my younger self now, I'd say, don't take nothing for granted, kid. You haven't seen just how bad things can get. You never know what you got till it's gone. You never know till it's gone.
Mumkey Jones isn't your everyday story with a happily ever after, nor is it your horrific tragedy with some philosophical ending. This is the story of a normal ass guy who's experienced some highs and some really low lows, and I think somehow that's more interesting than this storybook crap we're so used to hearing, cause it's real. How does one describe Mumkey's sense of humor? Well, his first really big series that comes to mind is Mumkey's Anime Reviews, where he gives his researched opinion on classics like Cory in the House.
Everybody knows what Cory in the House is. But what most people don't know is that Cory in the House was created as a government conspiracy by the Obama administration so that he could brainwash a young man named Elliot Rodger into committing a school shooting thing so that Obama would have further justification for passing gun control regulations.
Yeah, I wasn't fucking around when I said Mumkey's not for the overly sensitive. In less than 20 seconds, he made fun of the president, a school shooter, and gun control. And it's not like he built up to this joke. We're less than 90 seconds into the video. Mumkey's content was largely based around shock value back in 2016, 2017. He once had his fans vote on what the next anime review would be, and the choices were interesting.
I gave the audience the choice of which anime book I would review next. The winner of this poll, with a staggering 52% of the vote, was Adolf Hitler's 1925 classic anime book, Mein Kampf.
I'm gonna be honest, this shit is way too edgy even for me. It's funny, but it just makes me feel slightly uncomfortable and kind of dirty, like a bad porno or something. However, it did give him his initial start, reaching nearly 20,000 subscribers. And what would come afterwards is some of the most refreshing content YouTube's seen in months. It's now 2017. The Wall Street Journal wrote a hit piece targeting YouTube. News outlets put pressure on advertisers who left in droves. Money was leaving the site and creators were feeling it. So YouTube decided to add a bot that would determine if videos were advertiser friendly or not. And yeah, it was an absolute shit show.
I've never been this scared on YouTube.
And I am miserable right now because I spent a night in this bedroom, wide awake, anxious riddled, having panic attacks, terrified of what's happening here on YouTube.
It seems like a big middle finger to your average creator.
But if YouTube is optimizing to this coded metadata on the back end, then how far does that rabbit hole go? If these ad-related codes can suppress content within search and discovery, is the algorithm robbing people of opportunities? Is it homogenizing the platform? What voices are being suppressed? If you work for YouTube and you know what all of these codes mean, we'd love to know.
This bot means if you swear, no ads, that's too vulgar. If you talk about sex, no ads, that's too explicit. If you talk about religion, no ads, that's too sensitive. Politics, no ads, that's too controversial. It doesn't matter if you're serious or if you're just joking, it's treated all the same. So basically, we have to turn into goddamn PBS. And it's made all that more unbelievable when you see that gay YouTubers aren't getting ads because being gay apparently is too controversial.
My videos are being age restricted, they're being demonetized, they're being not advertiser friendly, and I'm getting a strike because my content is LGBT related, especially trans related.
Oh, and the few ads they were getting were homophobic ads trying to shame gay people. That's not even a joke.
As for homosexual practice in Leviticus, God calls it detestable, and it doesn't get any less detestable if you do it over and over with the same person.
What the fuck is this? YouTube says it wants diversity and it's YouTube rewinds, it's Pride Month, it's Black History Month, but they only want it for the publicity. When money is on the line, something of actual risk, YouTube is completely okay with gays or political speakers or anyone who doesn't perfectly line up with what the average Midwest American stay-at-home mom would want, then fuck you, you get no money, get to the back of the bus. As most of you know, creators had to change their content. Some stopped uploading completely. Even H3H3 started to censor his videos like some Jake Paul vlog.
Oh, I just look chunkier. I look like a...
And I'm not trying to slam these guys. You gotta do what you gotta do to pay the bills. However, this is pretty much the death of the honest creator. You gotta take your hot takes, your rough personality, and put them aside if you want to have a career on this site. So what does Mumkey Jones decide to do in the meantime?
Junkie Moans is gonna break your pussy.
Oh, junkie.
No! Oh my god, that's a lot of water!
Hillary Clinton is a huge anime villain.
So that we could torment people on Earth!
But don't Christians already do that?
I have no idea what the fuck a kilometer is, but I tried this workout anyway to see if I could become powerful as well. As it turns out, exercising is fucking gay!
So while every other creator is toning down their content in the wake of this new advertising policy, Mumkey's swearing, he's making fun of sex, religion, orientation, politics, anything people could have a stick up their ass about, Mumkey's making fun of, and it's beautiful. I view YouTube as the biggest, most diverse public square in the world. People from any city, from any background can upload their ideas, thoughts, and sense of humor to the world. And it's not restricted by the confines of a tweet or protected in the bubble of your own Facebook friends. It's out there for everyone to see, everyone to criticize, but most importantly, everyone to discuss. And with YouTube censoring content with harsher restrictions and more threatening policies every year, doesn't it make it harder to do that? Because what guys like Mumkey have taught me is that if you can't even joke about it, then you probably aren't open enough to have a productive conversation about it either. You probably aren't willing to compromise or to better understand the other side. You probably aren't mature enough or brave enough to understand the value of true diversity that goes past skin deep or whether or not you got a dick between your legs. I want real diversity. Diversity of thought, expression of art. If everyone's emotions are so high that we can't even laugh about these serious issues, how are we ever going to be willing to understand each other? Triggered people aren't exactly reasonable. The day comedians get silenced is the day that people's feelings make everything off limits. Now this would normally be the point where I tell you to go subscribe to Mumkey and support his channel, but YouTube shut him down. Straight up banned him from the website. December 11, 2018, Mumkey Jones is terminated off of YouTube. He received 3 strikes in less than a day, one of which was on a privated video. How do you strike a video that nobody could see? You only do that if you're trying to get rid of someone. And it's not like Mumkey could simply create another. Every channel he created got deleted instantly. The video striked had to do with a guy named Elliot Rogers who shot and killed 6 people. Now I understand that that topic may be gross for some people, and I kind of agree, but let's face it, there is something inherently funny about a 21-year-old virgin whose grand plan to get laid was to fulfill his destiny, which was to win the lottery, and if he didn't, he was gonna shoot up his school. I mean, for Christ's sake, we can't make fun of normal people because we might hurt their feelings, and now we can't make fun of criminals either. What, are we gonna hurt their feelings too? Fuck his feelings, he killed 6 people. These videos were up for years and on a verified channel, so to see them get struck down all at once, even when privated, it just seems so evil. How can somebody adjust their content to fit your new terms of service when you call all 3 strikes at the same time? I mean, doesn't that defeat the purpose of a strike? You know, to give the person a chance to correct their mistakes? Most people in this situation would apologize, beg to get their channel back, and tone down the edginess. But as we all know, Mumkey Jones isn't most people. Here was his response.
Yep, that's me. You're probably wondering how I got myself into this situation. Well, it all started earlier today when a horse-faced bitch named Susan decided to kill me.
Yes, Mumkey motherfucking Jones decides to call the CEO of YouTube a horse-faced bitch who then kidnaps him.
God damn it! Well, 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 monkey boy. You thought you could get away with glorifying a school shooter on my platform?
Glorifying? I wasn't glorifying shit! Susan, you are literally too stupid to understand my videos.
She's wearing a fucking horse mask, I can't. And then she shoots him.
Your appeal has been denied.
And then Mumkey would go by Jungle Jimmy, and then that channel would get terminated, and the next one, and the next one, and the next one, until ironically his channel named All Hail Chancellor Susan would be the one to stay up. I just don't think YouTube believed it was worth the trouble keeping him down anymore. And although it would seem like Mumkey was taking it well, it would turn out that this would be affecting Mumkey more than he initially let on.
As sad as it may sound to some of the normies at home, my YouTube channel was my greatest accomplishment in life, and I feel like a piece of me has died along with it.
The boiling point would be when Mumkey's former friend, Mr. Meatman, dropped an exposed video on him. And it's not rare for people to cry or spurg out when they have a video made on them, but Mumkey really didn't do that. He just kinda took it. And it was a very personal video that put his private life in full view of his audience. And what's the one rule of Mumkey's channel? No joke is too far. Everything from his mental health to his drug abuse to him cheating on his girlfriend to his new girlfriend leaving him to go back into a relationship with a 15-year-old. Yep, she is a literal pedophile and Mumkey lost her to an actual 15-year-old kid. Now you might think you have to be pretty fucked in the head to fall for a girl like that, and you wouldn't be wrong. Mumkey Jones was in a mental state that I can only describe as manic. If you don't know what that is, I have 2 examples for you.
All I want to do is make my pornos. All I like is porn.
I have bipolar and depression.
That what you put into my head made me want to kill myself!
Now, I'll be the first to admit that it is pretty entertaining seeing somebody lose their mind live on the internet, but only because you can't really do anything about it. It's sort of like watching a car crash. You just gotta let it happen.
I felt so defeated after all the stuff that happened at the end of 2018. And I was convinced that I was actually going to kill myself for real this time.
Is he that crazy, folks? What happened? Is it a meme? Is it real life? What is going on? What's going on, folks? Did I just buy a one-way ticket to Clown World? Why there's so many clowns around here, folks? So, my life lately has reminded me a lot of my favorite season of Breaking Bad, season 4. What's interesting is that when you have a very public life meltdown and you're very publicly making horrible mistakes that hurt people, you find out who your real friends are, the people who, no matter how much you fuck up, they still want to be there for you. In the last month or so, I've had a lot of people give up on me. And they didn't believe in me. So I just wanted to say thank you to the people who have continued to be my friend.
There's no denying that Mumkey's made mistakes. Why would he get with a girl that clearly has issues of her own? I don't know, maybe he felt safer being with someone who struggled mentally as well. Either way, Mumkey really fucked up. But I don't like to view people as good guys and bad guys. I think there's a lot of good people that have lapses in judgment, that fall for temptation. Some mess up worse than others, some more than others. Some backstab their friend and try and turn their whole fan base against them once they get kicked off of YouTube because they realize they can't leech off them anymore. That person's a bitch. But I think it's important to remember that everyone is human. We're all people dealing with our own inner demons, and yes, we'll all have at least one major fuck up in our life that even you wish you could take back. Especially if you live long enough. But one thing we can't all say is that we pushed the boundaries of comedy when everyone else was afraid to. We can't brag about inspiring the next generation of YouTubers even though we're not allowed to upload there anymore. And most importantly, none of us can boast about how when we got knocked out, our livelihoods ripped away from us, we didn't cower, we didn't beg for it back. He stood up, stared the CEO of YouTube square in the fucking face, and called her a horse-faced bitch. That, ladies and gentlemen, is the last real YouTube.